I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Good evening and welcome everyone back to another smoke-filled episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on the saying, main character energy. So yeah, grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali, Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. Yeah, I'm good, man. How about you?
You know, another beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Thankful as always to get some more breath.
Word.
Another opportunity to be the best version of myself.
Hey.
You know, celebrate something today that I did yesterday. You know,
hey.
that's all we on. That's all we on each and every day. Being thankful for it. You know, definitely excited about this show tonight, this main character energy, because
okay, main character energy.
Yeah, this is new to me. You know, I had to I said, let's dig deep, let's find out the young people speak, you know.
This is my first time hearing this.
You got main character energy. Do you got main character energy?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe you giving main character energy.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to understand it. You know, I don't know what it means, what is defined as. It's nothing. It's all brand new to me. So
okay, I'm with it.
Before we get into it, y'all, please make sure to like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Also, y'all, head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up 10-16-160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. You need to get that, y'all. These prices ain't going down, but you know what? The information in that book I had you going up. Trust me. All right, but don't trust me. Go get the book for yourself and see. You know, don't even believe me. Okay, I dare you. I dare you go get it. You know, it seemed like that. It seemed like that's what we got to be double dares and triple. Or maybe I'm giving main character energy right now. I don't know, but y'all should go www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up that book. Don't forget that.
If you want to live.
If you want to live, right? So yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into these questions that we got for main character energy. Our first question is, what do you think of when you hear the saying main character energy? Let us know in the live chat or the comment section below. 2, what is the importance of identifying main character energy? Maybe it ain't even important at all. Who knows? 3, are there any social pressures for people to have main character energy? We're going to figure that out. 4, can two people in a relationship both have main character energy? That's if it's bad or it's good. We don't even know yet. And then last but not least, our 5th and final question, is the saying main character energy bad, good, or misunderstood? And as always, you're going to have to stick around to the end to see what the Cigarden Panel, see what we arrive at on is it bad, good, or misunderstood. So make sure to smash that like button, y'all, and let us know what y'all think of any of the questions. Feel free to exchange your insights in the live chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching this. Going ahead and moving to our first question, what do you think of when you hear the saying main character energy? The God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm.
Please, God.
Peace, God.
So for me, honestly, like the very first thing I think about is anime, right? Um, in anime, you hear a lot about main character this, main character that. At least when you listen to the recaps, and you go to like the forums and stuff like that, they always refer to the main character, and everybody kind of almost want to be the main character, right?
Okay.
But that's what I think about. I think about that guy. I think about like One Punch Man, right? Somebody's just like the, the focus, but not even the whole focus of the show. He just they show up where they supposed to be at, where when they are supposed to be there, and they do what they're supposed to do, right? That's what main characters do in anime, right? They're not in every scene. They not they not the loudest. They normally like the quietest and stuff, right? Um I I also think that this might be like a reference to like a big D energy, I guess. When I hear like main character energy, like I feel like um and I feel like that's even referred to like as somebody that's like a boss or has some kind of authority about themselves in the way that they carry themselves or the way that they present themselves, right? Not necessarily no nonsense, but they know who they are and they firm on that, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think
Self
about.
confidence, some self confidence, right?
Like super self confidence, right? Like not even
Okay.
like it's just beyond self confidence.
Oh, it's extreme. So is it
It's
arrogance? Is it conceitedness?
it to the lane. It
Is it
could be
schmugness? Is it
to the
rudeness?
to the nah. It's never rude, right? Because rude
Yeah.
is mean. That's put down culture. Is literally you just being yourself and proud of that and walking in that light, right? It's kind of like I don't know, like everybody got like you can recognize somebody's voice, right? Like oh that's so and so voice. Like if that person is important to you or if they have some kind of impact, like it's just a thing that you recognize about a person, right? Like, but that's what I think about. I think about
Okay.
anime, um, and I think about being a boss,
Being a
um,
boss, self
uh,
confidence too was one of the.
yeah, self confidence
But
characteristic.
maybe overly confident. Is that because that's to
Nah,
me
I
that's
don't,
oxymoronic. I'd be like
I don't want
overly
to say
confident. They'd be like,
nah.
you
That
got too
can't be.
much confidence.
That
What you
can't
mean I got
be.
too much confidence? you know.
Nah, I don't think it's overly confident. I think like so I don't know this man in reality, but when I see him in the presentations of him like a Warren Buffett type or
Feel
um
like Warren Buffett types.
like I'm saying what I'm saying because I'm right and I've done this research and this is what I'm gonna do. So this is why I'm saying this. I'm not saying this out of speculation. I'm not saying this because I like to hear myself talk. I'm saying this because I'm saying
And it's facts. And
this. You know what I'm saying?
that's main character energy.
Like
Okay.
it's me.
Okay. Okay. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the chat or the comment section below. What do you think of when you hear the saying main character energy? For me, God, it was it's new to me. I just pulled it out the air like, what is this?
Mm,
You know, I did a search things that black people are saying in the community. Three sayings, you know, real shit. Just like just a little Google search. What a black, you know, it drip was one of them.
True.
Lit was one of them. Finesse, you know, like these is words that every that you know Google and AI say that every black person in America use these
Oh
words
man.
in all their conversations, right?
Oh man.
So you know, I'm not saying Google is you know biased. Maybe
It
put an
is
R,
AI though.
maybe
It
change a
is
couple of
AI.
letters on it, but you know that's what it said. And then
Oh man.
you know, and then one of the things that came up that said main character energy. So I'm like, what the hell is that? So I said that'd be great. That's you know, so I don't when I think of it, I'm you know, I know uh I went to school for film, you know, for a little bit. I didn't finish.
But you got the basics.
But I got A's in my classes, you know, so I'm pretty aware of what a main character role is in a film, you know, but in real life, I'm just like, you know, I haven't even been able to know the saying long enough to tie a meaning to it, to tie my own meaning to it. If I just
Mm,
pulled, you know, if I just pulled out the sky, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, well, you take care of the shit you need to take care of, you know. If I correlated to a main character in the movie,
that's no different than anime, right?
yeah, like it's the same, you know, and I was feeling that when you were saying like self-confident, like yeah, because you got to be confident that you're gonna be, you know, that you're gonna win more than you're gonna lose, you know, because you're playing with you're studying, you're living as I want to win, you know, and I understand that the loss is just learning lessons,
And
but
that's it.
you know, but we want to get things right and keep it right on the in the areas that we can. That don't mean we stop learning. So I don't know how you know main character energy correlates to that, but we're gonna get into the definition because there are a few that we would like to review, examine, and analyze. Define, examine, and analyze tonight, right here on Sell Out Sundays Live, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and smash that like button. Here we go. So that's our first question right there. What do you think of when you hear the saying main character energy? Let us know what you think when you hear the saying main character energy in the chat or the comments below. And let's go ahead and bring up some of these definitions because everybody's saying this. They saying this all around the hood and all the blacks are saying it. So you know, if all the blacks are saying it, then it got to be, uh, it got to be the new jive. So let's get into it. Right here, we got main character energy, dramatic self confidence, obtrusive self importance. Dramatic self confidence and obtrusive self importance. What you got for that, guy? Unmute you. Unmute your mic.
Peace. I said I'm not sure what obtrusive mean. I had to look it up. It said it
Okay.
means noticeable or prominent in an unwelcome or an intrusive way.
Okay. Yeah, I knew. I kind of. I definitely didn't know definition, but I figured obtrusive. I've heard it before of you know, kind of being brash and rude a little bit. So it kind of
That's crazy.
You know,
dramatic self-confidence and
dramatic
obtrusive
self-confidence. Yeah,
self-importance. That's interesting. That sounds like a hater. That sounds like a
that
hater.
sound like they could be a hater.
All right. I mean, but if it's the definition, I guess I'm just wrong.
Well, we're not
But
done yet.
there's more than one.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Let's go through the thesaurus and see what the thesaurus gives us uh, for main
Wow.
character energy. And
Dramatic self-confidence.
we don't get much there.
See, and when they said dramatic, I thought they was gonna relate to the TV like we did. Like
Okay.
we said movie, we said anime,
I want to point to something right here, though. You see what this says right here?
slang and trending.
Yep.
Hmm.
So here we go. Main character energy is an informal internet expression for self-assured bearing or behavior. The phrase is used both to compliment self-confidence as well as criticize its excess. Okay.
So that's completely how you say it. Because if it's a slap and a hug,
Is it though? Or is it based on the messenger? It takes a
that's what I'm
twist.
that's what I'm saying.
It
That's
takes
what
a
I mean,
twist.
right? Like
It
it's
depends on how you see, how you coming, how you see it.
or how you hear it, really, right? Because like
Well, a lot of times if somebody yelling or somebody being rude, you probably ain't got it twisted if they yelling or being rude, you know. But
but they saying is a both to compliment self-confidence. He my little man got that main character energy, as well as to criticize its excesses. He's showing out too much. He, oh man,
in so many scenarios and so many, I wonder how many people got shot over main character energy.
right?
The phrase used both to compliment self confidence as well as criticize its excess. How does something like this not cause hate and hate to be shared? Like in a sarcastic way, but a compliment, man, I like what I see what you're doing. I like what you got going on. Right. But then in that context, do you really?
Not at all.
Do you really? Because then it's good because it sounds like there's about to be a but. And then there's a if I was bad with me, or I would
What I
you
would do is
know, poop mouth fast. You know what I'm saying? So main character energy, but it's defined as something dramatic self-confidence. So self-confidence has become dramatic. And what stages?
yeah,
That's
I
what
don't understand. Like the definition and the sentence below kind of contradict each other to me because the definition to me has two negatives,
right with the
right?
drama, right?
Right, because they don't they because while I'm thinking they meaning cinematic when they say drama, they don't say that, so I gotta take drama as drama, right? And then obtrusive as the second part. Those are two negatives. But then the sentence says that it can be used to compliment. Like where's the compliment if if the phrase itself is two negatives?
If it's already given confusion.
You see what I'm saying?
if
like,
it's if it's
like,
and informal. So it's slang. That's why it's not formal. That's why it isn't. That's why it isn't peace, brother. How are you today? Hey, how's it going, man? That's why it isn't. You know, it isn't nothing to make a connection to be human.
nah,
It's automatically talking about some self-destruction, unconfident, non-confident, somebody lacking some confidence because they saying that this person's display of confidence or knowledge about a certain thing and them being enthused that they know something because maybe they used to be a dummy. Maybe people used to call them a dummy. Maybe they used to look at themselves and be around other people who were intelligent, more intelligent and knew more things. And they was like, man, I feel like a dummy. Maybe they called themselves a dummy and they said, you know what, I'm gonna get intelligent about some things and I'm gonna wear that shit on my sleeve because people wear everything else on their sleeve. People wear their gender on their sleeve. People wear their hatred on their sleeve. People wear their race on their sleeve. People wear how much money they got on their sleeve.
all facts.
Everybody out here picking and choosing, being who the fuck they want to be, right? So there's somebody who lacks self-confidence in this mix in order for this to even be able to be said, because they got to be saying it about somebody who obviously is doing.
It's almost like it's meant to be a backhanded compliment,
I'm getting that.
right? Right? Like, backhand compliments, like they because of the word compliment, it's supposed to it's supposed to be a good thing, but they slap you with the knuckle part, you know what I'm saying?
It got to be left to interpretation because you have to do all these other things, like you pointed out, like the how it's being said,
Who's saying it?
who's saying it,
How
why
much
is it.
respect do you have that for that? There's so much.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that. Wow.
So that's what Webster gives us. Merriam-Webster dictionary link will be in the description for that, y'all. We're gonna go over here to dictionary.com, and dictionary.com gives us main character energy.
Oh, that's how you say it.
energy, 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 energy. That's right. So we got main character energy is a characteristic that describes how a person prioritizes themselves and their own happiness. Main character energy is typically associated with high self confidence, self respect, and self love. The phrase main character energy was inspired by the slang term main character and is closely related to it. Essentially, a person who has main character energy acts or supposedly acts like they are the main character of a story. In practice, this usually means they act confidently and prioritize their own needs and wants. A person is typically said to have or give off main character energy as if it was an aura. Main character energy is almost always a positive term when a person uses it to describe themselves or a person they admire. Sometimes main character energy is used jokingly or critically to describe someone being vain, self centered, and selfish.
Dictionary.com sound like they talk to the real people.
It do sound. But it's still up here, right over the top of main character energy. We see slang dictionary.
That's true. Again.
You know, and they not teaching this in the schools because it's slang. But if you can Google it, and it's saying that 99.9% of black folk out here using it in their conversations, then we realize it's a whole lot of stuff we ain't get at the schoolhouse. But how helpful is it? And that's why we smoking on it tonight, so we can figure it out. So we got that one right there from dictionary.com. And then we'll share this one as well. And this is just the Google main character definition in theater. And once again, a main character in theater is the central figure through whose perspective the audience experience the story and with whom they typically identify. The central figure through whose perspective the audience experiences the story and with whom they typically identify. While often synonymous with the protagonist, the main character is defined by being the focus of the narratives, personally impacted by the conflict and present throughout the play, the story, the movie, the podcast, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll take it back right here. You know what? And I think honestly, you want to take it back right here, right? This is what we want to.
Yeah. This is more.
Yeah, this is what we want to peel back the layers from right here. So
Yeah, but
we got main character energy, and it gives you a meaning because even though it was defined in the definition, okay, the definition clearly doesn't give you this meaning according to Merriam-Webster versus the Slang Dictionary and dictionary.com.
yeah, Miriam, the definition don't have enough words at all.
I mean, it leaves it for you to apply it as you see fit. If that's what you get right there, you know people won't do no digging. They won't do no more investigation. And that's probably why we see it applied more in the negative context. You know, where they say main character energy is used jokingly or critically. And that's that part right there where,
Yeah.
you know, where it's just like, okay, where the jokingly or critically is like, is it a joke or is you serious?
And a lot of times people they do that nervous laughter and they say something, but they really want to say that shit. Right. Like they serious.
You never know. That's the problem where compliments should not have become this. We should not allow compliments to be in disingenuous.
To be weaponized, right?
Yeah.
To never know if somebody was that a real compliment? Like, are you shaking my hand because you saying thank you for real? Or is this gonna be like a test of strength? Like what we about to do right
Yeah, like that's sucker shit. You should never tell somebody, you know, man, I like your whip, man. I like how you got that ride, man. You got that shit put together and everything. And then now I want to jack you for your rims. Now I want the whole car. Everything. You know. So from that level to, hey, that was a great performance. But if I was doing it, I would have did it like man, shut the fuck up. You ain't really
now?
you know, was it a great performance or not? You know, if it wasn't a great performance, then you should have led with what then you should have led with the key pointers, you know what I'm saying? You should have led with the game initially,
Exactly.
you know, and then tell me how great of a job I did. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you can criticism, constructive criticism or being critical, that's what will help you grow. You know, believe with that. Don't come trying to build me up to bring me down. Nah.
Yeah, I think you got to be qualified to get somebody constructive criticism in the first place, right? Like just because you have eyes and can make an observation and a voice to spout your opinion about your observation doesn't mean that that you have enough perspective or understanding of the situation or that person or what that person is going through in this situation for you to be able to say what they should or should not be doing at all. Like you have to have a level of qualification of closeness, right? To have a level of appreciation so that consideration can be had. Otherwise, you just another a gum bumping loser that should get punched in your face. Right? like, like, like I hate these cats, man. Like I hate it. Like, 'cause everybody,
Off
like,
with this head. Off with this
nah,
head.
because they put in there lightly, jokingly criticizing somebody, right? And people nervous laugh often, too often, all the time, right? And they suppress what they really want to say for real, and they say some other weird shit, right? And I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hug me because you are proud of me and of my success as another human being that is out here that's producing greatness in the world,
Hell
right?
yeah.
Don't hug me and be like, damn, this what greatness feel like? Or
Do that too, though. That's good. Yes. Yes.
I don't like
Absorb it.
it.
Yes. How can I what can I share? You know what I'm saying?
That's
That
true
is
too.
going,
Yeah.
so that way you can go hug somebody else too and do the same thing. Like,
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, like come on, family.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but nah, definitely. Like, it's too many
People be
people out
wanting
here.
smoke. They want the smoke. They want negative shit. You know, like they thrive off of negative shit. They don't
Yeah,
even I be thinking people like that ain't never really been through no real trench.
anything,
They ain't been through
anything.
no trench for real. Like you ain't, like you ain't been through. Nah. You know, like, I'm like, come on, family. Like this shit right here. Like this shit right here is so simple that like I almost died for less. In real life before that whole you ain't supposed to make it till 18 till man come on,
You ain't lying, God. Over way dumber
come on.
things.
I'm like talking about main character energy. Maybe I think in my youth I was that definite. I think people have that definition that that dramatically self-confident, obtrusive self-importance. Absolutely.
Oh, you just said something. In my youth, I wonder
Hell yeah.
if people associate that with youth and youngness, and when they are making those criticisms and those observations, they are seeing themselves as old and outdated. So that's where the hate is stemming from,
Now
because
this
that
young
is
people using this on each other.
for real.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, never mind.
Yeah.
It's young people using
Yeah. I speak to people our age or a little bit above, that nobody's talking about Pearl, you giving off main character energy. And like, you got that
They
shit
say
from your
you're a
son.
jerk.
Like you got that shit from your son or your daughter. Which one of your
Man,
babies done told you that shit?
man, that's funny. I got you right.
Dad,
You right.
don't be
You
such a main character. Mom, don't be such.
right.
Like we are the main characters. We the main characters that made your ass.
Yeah, yeah. See this light switch on off. Oh, that's me. That's funny.
Getting to our second question, y'all. Let us know what y'all think in the comment section or in the live chat, depending on where you're watching this at. Question number 2 of tonight: what is the importance of identifying main character energy? What's the importance of identifying main character energy? Now that we have all these different approaches, we heard the self-confidence, the overly bearing of it, then we also had the from the slang dictionary, it's person whose energy acts, like the main character in the story, but they act confidently, they prioritize their own needs and their wants, you know, and it's saying in a positive term, used to describe somebody you admire, you know. So it's given high confidence, self-respect, self-love. It's given those things, but then it's also given the dramatic, the obtrusive. So identifying that, what you think, Val? Why would it be important to identify that?
I think it's important to identify main character energy for what they was talking about. I want to say in dictionary.com where I want to feel like they emphasize on it's something that a person says about themselves, the importance that a person puts on themselves, on their efforts, on their output, um, on their outlook on life, right? Like the focus is on them being the very best version of themselves. That's important, period. Like literally the period, end of the sentence, right? For the negative part of where it's defined, you know, even when I think about anime, like you got these you got the main character, right? The clear protagonist. But then you'll have another character who wants to be the main character, who doesn't even know who the main character is. So as far as they concerned, this is they show, and they are super loud and super boisterous and 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 always going the wrong way. But they get a lot of wins, but they do it the hard way, and but they think it's them, but they always fall short. And I always find that it's important to identify that person because those characteristics, um, to me, suggest that loud and wrong is still wrong, right? Like just because you think you are it doesn't necessarily mean that you are it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you you
Mm-hmm.
sh- you should you should really just be happy with your successes and with your wins, and let that be the focus instead of I want to be the main character in your life too because you only exist because I exist, right? And I am the main character in my life, so therefore I must be the most important person to you as well. So unless you are looking at me and cheering me on, and saying how good of a job I'm doing, then you're wrong, right? And we need to identify those characteristics as people to stay away from and to shun, right?
And
Because
to shun them, shun them. Should we stone them too? Should
I
we
was
throw rocks at them?
don't get me started, guy. Like
God
don't get
said
me
to
started.
shun them. Let's leave
Right?
their ass alone.
And I say that because they are the loudest, they project the most, so therefore they get the most attention. And looker ons, all the looking ass motherfuckers around that's also wanting and wishing and hoping to be, ah man, I wish I could be like that guy because that guy is so big and so strong, he's so loud, he's so this and he's so that, right? Um, they want to be like that loud, wrong motherfucker instead of the who is really about the person over there minding their own goddamn business, staying in their lane, winning.
Winning.
You know what I'm saying?
Winning. Winning.
Winning. That's it,
Winning.
right? Like the only people that know that person is winning are the people that need to know.
That's it.
The people that are in that person's life, in that person's circle.
Winning circle. The winning
The
circle.
winning circle. Right? Only it's the winning circle.
It's the winning circle.
Right. So I think that's the importance, right? Positive, the positive, because doing your best and always being the best version of yourself is a must that every human should endeavor to strive to accomplish, right? Um, if you're not doing that, you be doing dumbass wars and conflicts all over the place for no reason and not being able to justify anything other than what'd you say about my mama? Right.
If it was all that simple, if it were only that simple. I don't know. I don't know who we blame. Do we blame the idiots or do we blame the maker of the oil? You put the oil here. You put the oil here. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do we blame? Who do we blame? I give up. I give up. I'm just gonna be like, it is what it is. How can I make some money on this shit? Like,
I ain't got no missiles. I ain't got no nothing.
Nothing.
I ain't got no anti-air nothing. I ain't got no surface to air nothing.
Nothing. If it start, I'm thankful. I always remember this. All right, this is our main character. This is U.S. main character energy. The battles don't go down here. We got the type of battles that we have. But our air defense systems don't need to shoot down nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is not buildings getting blown up and you know what I mean? So like we don't be having that. So I'm just like, damn, it's we would love world peace in a perfect world, but shit, I'm saying they could write us off for $50,000 a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'm just like, shit, it's like 50 billion a month going to Ukraine. 50 billion, they can write us off. I'm sure the whole black congregation, the African Americans of America, would take a reparations check for 50,000. Like, okay, well, we gave you something. We gave you 50 bands, and
not non-tax 50 grand.
Yeah, I'm like, this non-tax is nothing. Just here go 50 grand. I'm like,
here go 50 grand. Nah, that's a statue.
And I hate that. I don't want to be selling I don't want elders to be like, how you just gonna sell us off for 50 grand, light-skinned boy? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, it's better than now that we be getting. And don't act like you're gonna turn down anything but your collar.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I'm like, at least can somebody mention that? Can somebody run that up the chain? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, we can't do nothing about the other stuff. I gotta get my 50.
You want somebody to run a solution up the chain?
Right. I gotta get my 50 by saying, okay, let me watch what they doing, and then I gotta take this money and go put it over here and let it work while that's working. So, that's the main character energy we all dealing with on a daily basis. And I'm like, if that's part of that, what the guy was just saying, being a better version of yourself, I would say that is being a better version of yourself. If you saying understand who you are as a character, and you saying, you know what, well, I don't have bombs, I don't have missiles, I don't have an army, I don't have control of none of that stuff that's going on. But what do I do have the control over? Well, like we talked about when the show started, I can do something today, plant a seed today that I can enjoy the fruits of tomorrow. If I'm fortunate enough to get it, thank God we do get another day. But if I ain't planning today, then how I'm gonna see tomorrow? How I'm gonna even know if something even happening tomorrow? I just sat there and took the compliments. Oh, you look like you doing something. But
Look like
yeah, ain't nothing really happening. I wonder if that's the component of the main character energy. Um where people will um like on social media post a lot of posts and stuff like that, like, yeah, like we living like this, we living like that, we doing this, we doing that, we doing this, we doing that. And it's only highlights, you know, like it looks wonderful, fantastic,
yeah, yeah.
you know, but then in real life, are they like, damn, I can't wait till I get my shit together so I can post again? Is that a mindset? Because I got to keep up this imagery, you know, because I don't want nobody to see that I had to put something on my light bill this month. You know what I'm saying? That I ain't got the light bill straight. I got to put something on it.
Got to put something on it just to keep them on.
You know, like the realness. And I get it. Like, I'm not that real online, you know what I'm saying? But I got my light bill together, you know what I'm saying? But
light bill all the way together, though.
I don't want to be a hypocrite and be like, well, if you ain't willing to put your struggles on, I'm struggling right now. You know, I'm struggling to understand what the hell is main character energy, you know, in a world where we already got enough things that divide us and separate us and cause confusion, you know, and enjoying it, have a good time with the God Ali Dawood El and BK Soul Farm. So the importance of identifying main character energy, I mean, the guy really touched on it, and was those two things in particular. Like, I can't even really see beyond that, you know, other than identifying yourself and when it as it relates to the definition of self-confidence, self-respect, self-love, trying to be the best version of yourself, loving yourself the best, you know, first, and you can share that love with everybody else, being self-confident in your endeavors, being willing to know that you're going to learn. Everything ain't going to be, you know, you're going to always have success. Everything just ain't going to be as easy as as people may make it, but you're going to always have success.
Or as soft. Some things might be hard.
It might be, yeah, it might be hard.
Some things might be hard,
but not impossible.
Not impossible.
You know, so yeah, identifying that, if that's your main character energy, you know, in that space, absolutely. And then, like you was talking about with the negative aspect, like, you know how that shit go. Gonna hate you if you do, gonna hate you if
you don't. They just mad they woke up.
You know, maybe they just saw you and it's just you who do it. Maybe it's just you. Maybe if it was anybody else, they wouldn't mind, but because it's you, you know, then they just, I don't know what it is. But moving on to our third question, maybe y'all know what it is, y'all. Let us know what y'all think in the chat or in the comment section below. Are there any social pressures for people to have main character energy? Our third question, are there any social pressures for people to have main character energy? Social pressures. Hell yeah, social pressures. You ain't balling. You ain't balling, dog.
Yeah, but
you ain't balling.
All fact. And I think that's so. You know, that's that. So I was thinking two things. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about at work, right? Because they want you to, you know, they want you to have to be a go-getter, a hard charger, right? They want you to have main energy, right? To be a self-starter.
Not really.
But not really though.
But not really though.
But not really though, right? But definitely on the internet is all about. I think that's why there's so much only highlights, right? You know, you see people, you see the influencers, like the people that are solely influencers. They're not doing nothing else. Like their job is just influencing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they literally be talking to their audience, right? So they have main character energy when I'm watching them because they're talking to the people that literally subscribe to them, that follow them, that's hanging on to everything that they are saying because they chat about it, they in these groups and they got that, right? I feel like a lot of other people
Hold up though.
who
Hold up though. Hold up though. Hold up. You feel like hold up. Cause I feel like after you just said that, like we don't got our chat up. We don't got our main character energy up enough. We need to get our main. Go ahead,
we
guys.
100%
We
need to
got
get
to
us.
get our main character energy up because they holding on to every word. That's what you said to them. Them
That's
guys.
what
Okay.
that's what I be seeing, right? Unless they be lying, right? But what I feel like is people see that and say, "Ooh, I can do that," and they put their cameras on, put it on selfie mode or whatever, or flip it around and set it up, and they make a video and they just get out there and just start spewing stuff. It goes back to what I was saying about having qualifications, right? Like if you're not in law school, at least you probably shouldn't be trying to talk about law stuff, right? If you're not at least in law school, if you're not at least a paralegal, something in the law field, right? Like you shouldn't
Why not though? Hold on though.
not
I got to stand up for all my. You know, I ain't
nah,
never
okay.
been to prison, but you know, it's some brothers who don't went to prison and they, you know, they done.
But they qualify though. That's what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah,
like
like they
prison
done.
lawyers, like they qualify. They
Yeah.
did all that studying, right? Like but that's what I mean, right? They've taken interest in their craft to where they would be a resource, like a real resource, and what they're saying is valuable versus somebody who heard somebody say something on a podcast someplace else and it sounded cool and they heard somebody else talk about it. And now you know what I want to talk about today? Yeah.
Gossip. But that's it. You gotta expect that though. And some people really good with that. That like they can hear a whole conversation, then they can go make a whole show out of it. You be like, God
Yeah.
damn. Cause I see that happening though.
I've
I watch it.
seen that happen, God. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
watch
like,
that too.
it made me stop watching stuff because it's like, come on, man, they didn't even say that. Like they didn't even say that.
Yeah, it's like damn, you could at least pull the clip and quote it. What he said,
You
gave the
know?
credit, link in the description. You go check their stuff out. Like
Yo, God, I've
it's
watched
crazy.
videos, and then people be having little conversations in the chat, and then it lead to a whole nother video on somebody else's channel. And I hop over there and I watch that, and it's just like what you just said. Like it'd be something completely different based off the emotions that they felt when they heard what they heard, right? And it's like you got all these people that's chiming in and talking. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. Like I'm gonna be a nut like these people. Like,
Yeah,
like,
they
I
chats
followed
be
along.
insane.
Like the conversation was going good, so I went over here and I'm like, oh, well, this stuff, I want to keep it going. And I'm like, oh man, this is you know.
No doubt. I always got I always when I go into the chat, I always only comment on what the people like you and I
Mhm.
are saying. That's it.
Yeah,
You
about
know,
the show.
everybody else in the chat talking, I don't be paying attention to none of that shit in the chat. I watch it, I be laughing behind the scenes, you know, but I don't be like LOL at somebody and shit, none of that. But if whoever is having a like, cause I'm watching the show, you know, I'm
Correct.
engaged in the show,
Correct.
so you know, I don't be saying I'm trying to see what they talking about, so that's what I'm commenting on. Like folks in the chat they'll take that shit to another level and go somewhere else
Oh,
with it.
folks in the chat. The folks in the chat be wanting to have main character energy when the main characters are on the screen or on camera. right? So so people in the chat be having they're trying to derail and have a whole other conversation,
Yeah.
uh, and get a whole bunch of people distracted and having this conversation because they want to be the main kid. They want to take over the chat, right? And I'm like, cornball.
But all the good podcasters, the ones that do the live streaming, like they run that shit. They don't.
Yeah, they got moderators and stuff like that to kick
Yeah,
people
but they
out.
be running
Yeah,
it. They be running it though. They'll see it.
yeah.
I see how it go. I be studying some of the goats out there. I see what y'all got going on. Shout out to all y'all. I know who y'all is.
Yeah,
Y'all know who I am.
we
It's
don't
all
copy and
love.
paste.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. We aspire. You
You
inspire
know what I'm
me.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? So
I am influenced.
yeah, I'm influenced. So I see, the streamers, all the young streamers and stuff like that. See, I don't be looking at it for their content. I'll be looking at it to see how they navigate and move because if
Yeah,
I'm paying attention to, what you're doing at work,
yeah.
because a lot of the young stuff, like it don't even be my speed, so it don't even really keep my
For
attention
real.
like that. So social pressures for people that have main character energy, y'all let us know in the chat or in the comments below. Um, I think we got some social pressures, guy, from the news, um, from the rap music, from all of these different, from the fashion industry, you know, from all of these narratives that people be like, you're not leveling up, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I think that comes from from, we love motivation. So we don't never want to confuse it as it's not enough motivation out here.
Yeah,
It's a lot of things that should inspire people and should say, even if it's just building up your desire to want some stuff. Okay. But we don't see more promotion and motivation towards the things that help you get the stuff versus you can go from zero to the stuff real quick. So those zero to material, because that's over glorified. um like I remember when you could rap and you could looking bummy or dirty was okay, or it was grimy, it
it
was
was
it was
grimy,
rough.
not bummy for real. It was
Yeah,
grimy. It was
it was like you really in the trenches,
that was my look.
you know so
Now you look. Now they call you homeless. Now they
yeah,
call you
now
a
you now it's like
you look homeless.
now it's, the girl's like, he ain't got no money.
You ain't got
Right.
no money.
Why you wearing that? Right. So
Yeah,
because it has become so materialized through, I think, through that main character energy, where even the women have been struggling with how they should, what pretty is identified as, when we seeing Lil Kim and her transition. And I mean all of the beautiful women, sisters from hip hop, the majority of them have had plastic surgery and stuff like that, from the original versions of
yeah,
what we fell in love with.
yeah. Real quick on that, guy. That's a perfect topic, right? Because what's important about that is so many of these prominent artists, female artists, and or just influencers, period, have had plastic surgery are now publicly saying, "Hey, I'm getting this stuff removed." Like it's like they're saying it did its job, and now I'm getting it removed. Like for all of the females out there, like the fact that they're getting it removed should be the thing that should stick out, right? Like forget about the attention that they garnered while they had it. The fact the fact that they're
Yeah,
getting it
try.
removed, the fact that they're getting it removed is a bigger point. Is a much bigger point, right? Because they're doing that for a reason, right? It must be unhealthy. It must be something, right? It must gonna unalive you or something. It must be something that is making these all these women that think they needed it, that got it, are now saying, hey, and mind you, these women have the resources to get it removed safely and successfully to where they can go back to their natural shape. So you got to consider that too, right? You got to have your finances together to get it and get it removed.
You gotta have your finances to get it and keep it and maintain it. You know.
Well,
So 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 try telling
whatever.
that, try telling that to the young ladies who are like, nah, she just got old. And
He just got old,
she
God.
just got old. Yeah, that's how they going. She just got old and she already had her fun, but I ain't had mine. And that's how the young girls looking at it,
Damn,
who
that's
going to go get that
heartbreaking.
work, and they like, I'm going to do it different than that. Unfortunately, they call each other out their names, as a term of endearment. So that's how they look. That's the
Yeah,
mindset.
that's
You
crazy.
know, that's their character. That's their main character energy. Now she that chick.
Nah, she that chick.
Yeah, and she looking for all the ball players or athletes or entertainers or whoever gonna spin that bag, who gonna drop that bag.
Until it's time to get rid of this thing because it's only here for a minute.
You know.
Only here for a good time, not here for a long time.
So
That's funny.
so the sisters are dealing with that. The women are dealing with that. And from a broad spectrum. And then we got the young brothers where everybody's living in the projects, wearing $10,000 worth of clothes, having $30,000 worth of cash in your pocket, and
That's crazy.
shooting up everything. Nobody want to fade for real. No more fights. We shooting everything. You can't say a certain thing to somebody because sticks and stones don't break bones. No more words break bones. Evidently, So we got that, and then that's giving main character energy because the main character now is what before the rapper wasn't a gangster.
At all.
NWA and them wasn't no gangsters. you know. So like the rappers wasn't the gangsters. Now you got to be about that what you talking about, or
You actually had to kill somebody for real, for
get indicted with your own
real.
music. Tell on yourself, tell on everything, tell on your homeboys, tell on your partners.
In the music and on the stand.
You know. So I'm just like that part of main character energy is it's definitely the social pressures on it because we're seeing more young ladies and we're seeing more young men gravitate to that lifestyle than to you know getting a trade, opening a business, pursuing college, or getting together, open some businesses, collaborating in their own things, bringing those talents together. We don't see a push for entrepreneurship, but we see a push for main character energy in that
Mm.
capacity.
For the negative, yeah.
Yep. So let us know what y'all think in the chat or the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. Are there any social pressures for people to have main character energy? Let us know. Moving on to question number 4. Can two people in a relationship both have main character energy? Can two people in a relationship both have main character energy?
For how I'm using was it dictionary.com as my reference.
So there can't be two good people and two pieces of shit. Two pieces of shit can stick together, literally. Unless they two dried up ass turds, just throw some water on them. They
You know what I'm saying? Right. Um, Using the dictionary.com definition, I would say that they should both have main character energy, right? Because otherwise, you're gonna have jealousy, envy, and you're gonna be sleeping with the enemy,
sleeping with the enemy.
right? So if you and your partner both don't wake up wanting to be the very best versions of yourselves, that means that one or the other is letting down both of y'all.
Man, say that one more time for all the lovers, for the real lovers. That's 30 years. That's 30. That's a 30 piece. That's 30
Nah,
years, 30 years
30 years.
experience right there. Say that again, God,
Like like
please.
like y'all both gotta, be the best version of yourself, or y'all gonna be each other's enemy. Like that's how that joint works, bro. Like if my wife is jealous because of how much money I make, or jealous because of anything about me, and she don't see that as a benefit to her, I have a whole entire problem.
Facts.
Vice versa,
Facts.
right? Like it's that simple. So and again, and that's with the no jokingly criticizing and putting down. Like I'm not with the whole put down culture. I'm only with uplift and positive talk culture, because we've had enough trauma and drama and enough put down to where, like, I only want to laugh with my loved ones in a loving and safe environment, right? When I'm out in the streets for real, in mixed company, it don't be feeling good. Like
I'm
it,
serious.
I'm
I'm
serious.
serious.
Well, I don't know
I'm
you
serious.
motherfuckers. I
I'm
got
serious.
I got a real
Yeah.
disability, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
Seriously. I got
Seriously.
right. So yeah, man, I think that both people should endeavor to have main character energy for the betterment of their relationship, right? And for those around them that's looking and need aspiration or something to aspire to be like, or a goal, right? Let's be like those people that's been married 30 years, right? Let's be like those people that's been married 40 years. Let's be like those people that's been married 60, 70 years. God damn, let's be like those people. They start to look alike. Let's be like those
Yeah,
people.
right. They got a recipe. They know they got a recipe. If they don't know how to communicate with the rest of the world, they know how to communicate with each other.
With each other.
That's a lesson
And
to be learned, because that solves broken home. That's a
fast,
start.
God, fast, God. Oh, you just said something. Like they may not know how to talk to the rest of the world, but they know how to talk to each other. And this is what I'm saying, right? If the rest of the world would mind they fucking business and stay out of that marriage, stay out of that relationship, right? And stop having criticism. Oh, girl, he can't talk to me like that. Oh, nah, son, you don't let your wiz talk to you like that. You ain't got your woman in check. Blah 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 blah. Like what? Like, man, like we got 30 years over here doing our thing, of doing this thing right here that we
Right.
got right here.
Like, mind your
This,
motherfucking business.
mind your fucking business. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you must want my wife.
Man,
you want my partner, right? Like because you want me to leave them, right? You want me to see the negative. You literally are driving a wedge while saying I'm not. Like I'm just saying I'm just being funny. Ha 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 ha. Tee hee tee hee. Like
yeah,
nah, like you a bitch ass, right?
right.
Like you are the wedge. You putting down the wedge, and you like yeah. I want to be the divider of greatness, right? So yeah, like nah, like you and your partner both have to have main character energy. Otherwise, it's gonna be doomed.
Absolutely. Two, both main character energy. I'm loving it. You know, for two people, it sounds like a recipe for success. Especially when we talking about that, what they was talking about, that high self confidence, self respect, self love. I
Right?
mean,
Come on, God. What we talking about?
I, I mean, I'm loving on me the way I'm loving on me, and you loving on me that same way too. And then I'm you loving on you the way you loving on you, and
And I'm doing
I'm
that
loving it too.
too.
Like, oh shit, we win. We, all you see is glow whenever
That's
we come through the door. You know, so that's the only way it's supposed to be, for real, for real.
come on, God.
That's the only
Nothing
way
more,
it's
nothing
supposed to
less.
be. You know, so definitely I agree that two people can both have main character energy. You know, but I'm sure they would need to watch our show first so they could so they could have some understanding and some insights, on what main character energy is, because clearly it's three different types of definitions. You got the slang definition, you got the
Not
Webster.
all three are slang.
Well, it is slang. It is derived from slang,
Yeah,
but Merriam-Webster did give it a
a definition.
a definition, and they left it, with a scale where you could go one way with it or you could go another way with it. So we still see it being used that way because it has a meaning,
Yeah.
But if we look at the slang definition from dictionary.com, and we also look at the definition of a main character in a movie, then you are the main character of your life, and like we should know at this age. If you don't know, if you're younger than us and you're watching this, then your choices are
Yeah.
something that you're in control of and that you do have control over, you know. So making those wise ones will equal to those things that's in those definitions, with that self-love, that that self-respect, and that self-confidence. Your decisions will reflect that. So yeah, y'all, we have been smoking on main character energy tonight. Make sure y'all smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays live. And I think we're gonna go ahead and bring in tonight's flavor bombs, and y'all let us know what y'all think in the live chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. What you think? Can two people in a relationship both have main character energy? Why not? Should they? Should they? Is there a dominant? Can it now be taken from a, well, does the main character dominate everything? I don't know. They had, I mean, we don't know where this conversation can go many places. It's just
Yeah.
us,
Yeah, I know, right?
It's just us. It could go many places, but we like to hear those insights and those perspectives from you. Just in case we don't touch on it. Like I always say, we not the gurus. We don't got the answers. We didn't even know what the heck main character energy is, prior to the show. Like, I ain't even know black people were saying this and using this shit. The black folks I know, my age group, we don't use this. Nobody ever told. And I had some family members say some shit to me You know what I'm saying? From all different ages, you know, they always quick to tell Pearl about himself. I ain't heard nobody tell me I had main character energy. You know, I'm cool, but let us know, you know, can two people both have it? And from what we have been examining here tonight and exchanging our insights, you know, if we're choosing main character energy from the positive aspect side of it, then it sounds like a recipe for success for them two folks. So let's get into tonight's flavor bombs, y'all.
Flavor Bombs, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
So we got homeowners get a surprise. We're gonna hit the Beltway, travel to Bmore, Baltimore, and check out what they got going on in Maryland with some homeowners getting a surprise. And then y'all know this war been going on. We got this war in Iraq. Iraq, Iran.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Iran. You know, all that over there in the Middle East. Iran. You know, with Persia. We had war with the
Persians. We had the Persians all over again.
We had war with the Persians again.
Oh my God!
It's like the 300. Why do we know this? But why do we know this? But yeah, y'all, we had a homecoming service for 6 soldiers that had transitioned over there during a little battle, conflict, war, whatever. So we're gonna just check that out, pay some respects, and let's get into these clips.
When buying a new home, you expect sellers to disclose major red flags or a professional involved in the process to point them out. But for some Baltimore homeowners, that didn't happen. And it wasn't until the city placed a vacant building notice on their front door that they realized they had a big problem. This is the Richburg's home in 2019 before they bought it. And this is it today. Despite the rehab, the city still classifies it as vacant, something they didn't discover until 6 months after the purchase.
This is something that you post on houses that are boarded up. Our house clearly isn't boarded up. We have porch furniture. You can tell that a family is here. In the springtime, we have flowers outside. So to see a vacant building notice, it's just like, what?
Yeah, God, I think they petty as shit for putting that thing on their door with all that furniture and everything up there. The city is foul for doing that.
I don't understand how something like that could happen. What like building permits and like it went from rags to riches. Like that place.
Oh, just wait. We just getting to the first part of the shit that's shitty. You know, I'm getting to the first part of the punch down. Okay, because clearly this brother and sister went through a whole lot to get into that property. You know, they trying to have we homeowners and they trying to have a slice
dream
of American pie. You know,
yeah,
they trying to have their American dream. And when the state just come up and be like, okay, yeah, they know what their paperwork was. So like I left the office knowing that I needed to go place a vacant property sticker on this property.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But then when I get there and I pull up, it doesn't give me any appearance of it being vacant. Like it's like the sister was just saying. So why don't I say, you know what? I'm going back to the office. Maybe if I got a couple more houses to go do, I finish whatever I got to do. And then I go back to the office and then I don't apply it because the house wasn't vacant, you know? And then maybe, or I knock on the door and I speak with them and I say, hey, y'all, I was supposed to put this on your door. All right. And let me explain to y'all what's going on. Boom, 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 boom. And this is the number you need to call so y'all can, because clearly this ain't vacant and y'all didn't know.
Clearly.
right? So maybe the person who just is the sign putter, maybe they just are ignorant and they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because you just a flunky ass sign putter. You know, like that's your job. You just go out there and put signs on stuff. All right. That I might be being fair. You know, even though I'm talking down on them, but I might be being fair saying that they don't have that knowledge and that capacity of their job. All right. It's
Goes
some
you ain't wrong, God, because it goes back to qualifications because they could just really just be sign putters, but they might have a title of inspector, right? Or or code enforcement or something like that.
code enforcement. That's what it could have been. Just code
Yeah,
enforcement.
but they're really just sign putters, right? Because and for me, this is like things like this, from what I'm hearing so far anyway, is how people get so like, yeah, AI, because humans aren't thinking. They're not thinking about other humans, right? They're only thinking about themselves and what they want, and the machine is actually taking you into consideration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. They definitely not thinking for real. They left their brain in the car or at the office or some shit
Somewhere.
because it's no way that you could have seen that and they not offered something other than for people to be panicked and think, oh, we about to lose our house. You know,
Robin and Jerome Richburg contacted the city inspector that left the notice and were told the seller never obtained a use and occupancy permit, and the home still carried a vacant building notice.
Our family lives here. We have children. We would have never bought a home knowing that it didn't have a use and occupancy.
They say this was never disclosed to them. The seller's agent said they didn't know.
so who you think should be at fault for that, guy?
The seller's agent, the seller, the the county, like I think everybody's at fault for that. Like,
It said the seller's agent didn't know. Hold on, who else they say
The
didn't know?
seller who bought the property using an LLC could not be reached, and the title company told them this isn't something they search for, leaving the Richburgs facing a costly path forward.
Okay. So everybody saying we ain't know.
so how the title company don't search for stuff like that? Like, again, so the title company just hold your title. That's it. They
That's it.
literally just title holders. You got
They
sign
just
putter uppers, and then you got sign holders.
you
Then
got paper
you got
holders.
you got paper holders.
That's it. That's why we run in this story is education because you don't know if your city is like this. I don't know if my city is like this. You know, we don't live in Baltimore, Maryland, but we don't know if our city is structured like this. So this is
Wow.
education for everybody who's watching this. You know, because you own a home. You know, a lot of folks probably didn't buy a home that was, you know,
Run
deemed
down. Yeah.
vacant, you know, and had to be fully refurbished like a lot of the homes in Baltimore County. But you know, but in this situation, what if you do? You know, these are things that that we need to know that we should be empowered with our desire to be home owners, you know.
Yeah. What about their rental? Their realtor. Like, wouldn't they realtor know to ask for this
Hell
stuff?
nah, God, you not hell nah. A realtor? Look, for all my homeboys and homegirls that's realtors, y'all gonna hate me for this, but you should love me because y'all know who I am and I'm gonna keep it a buck. A realtor can sell your house and don't own nothing.
That's true.
Have never
That's
even
true.
went through the home ownership process of nothing.
That's
They
true.
could, you know what I'm saying? You get your real estate license at 18 and you know pass the test and you still live at home with mom and daddy. You don't know nothing about taxes and closing costs and you know the other than
Insurance,
insurances and
escrow.
escrows
Yeah.
and you don't know nothing about that. You might learn the terms to tell the people, oh, you how much money you're gonna need for it, but you don't know how it functions. You don't
Yeah.
know if you have a what is this that is the property had been uh rezoned or
And
the prop
reclassified.
or reclassified. So now you know you need a permit to occupy because it was deemed unoccupiable. You know, they may not go that far. They just see a listing, it's for sale. I'm getting my commission and I'm out the door. And that's
Yep.
it. I don't blame them for that, you know, but I understand, but most of us don't know how this game works, you know, because it isn't taught, it isn't common knowledge. We'd be so happy just to get a house, and people be on some with the main character energy and shit, like, yeah, I own a house, I own rent, I own my shit, right? But then still, guess what happened? You still got all of this stuff, this learning that has to happen, that has to occur. But we get caught up in the surface stuff as a culture. The majority of people, not everybody, but as a culture, that's the way it's presented.
I ultimately, God, I blame the city and the county, right? Because there's a receipt of purchase. There's a sales receipt. There's there's utility bills. There are things that indicate that this property was inhabited. That the city and county should be tapped into. Should like the light is on at the grid at this house, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
If it was me, God, I wouldn't try to. I would be pissed off at the city, right? But I would be more pissed off at the attorneys.
oh yeah.
And this is the reason why, because anybody who has ever bought a home, you sit down at closing, you sit down with your realtor and you sit down with the attorneys. That's the way it works. Okay. So I would be mad at the attorneys. I would be, you know, I don't know how much recourse or whatever you could get from them, but I would be mad at them. I would be disgusted with them that they were so eager to get their little permission, their little commission, and their little cut or whatever off the transaction, that they didn't make sure that all the paperwork was in order. Because typically, as new home buyers, young home buyers, first time home buyers, when you're going into that situation, a lot of times people don't have any knowledge. You know, people just they got their deposit, they just so happy that they about to not be renting no more.
Nor do they have attorneys.
You know, and usually somebody has an attorney, you know, depending on the situation. But that's the way, you know, so there is always an attorney, you know.
No. There's always an attorney. It might not be your attorney.
It may not be yours, yeah, because you may be sitting down with the sellers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. The people that sold them, the sellers' attorneys, like I would be pissed off with them, the attorneys, because you know, because they was just so thirsty to get their little check or whatever.
And I'm with you, right? I'm the most pissed off with them, but I don't know that there's any recourse at all with them, right? I only go to the city and the county because I think that I got a conversation piece that can just make all this go away to where I ain't gotta pay nothing extra because clearly I live here.
Nah, because you know the law is the law. It takes legislative body to move the law, move the rule. You know, so you might have to wait for that, and it might not be retroactive, right? So, I mean, that's what we're dealing with. But let's see how.
No, God, they might take these people's house and then turn around and sell it.
We'll see that. I mean, they could do that.
That'd be evil. They keep these people out.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I hope not.
Because it made the news. I don't know what the outcome is because I ain't watched the clip the whole way through. But that would be foul if that happened, though. You know, and I'm sure some people probably that's their end result. I don't even know if this their end result, but I'm sure some people that is their end result.
That sound like the fix is in. That's what that sound like. That sound like an inside job that these two lawyers on the bank side and on the real estate side talk to each other and let's see how we can get this dummy. Man.
I don't know. That's foul.
That's foul, guy. Like this whole thing is crazy. Like, I don't understand. Like, because what you said was so right. Right here it is. You the code enforcement person supposed to go post a sign and stuff because this place is supposed to be run down and abandoned and vacant. And you get up and you see curtains. Right? Like,
yeah,
like
but I mean, no, you pull up. You saw the picture of that house. The picture of that house from the time it was abandoned to remodeled. It was abandoned, and then you know, and then they made it livable. So they put the Rollo on it. You know,
they did.
So I'm like, man,
should have turned his ass around and went back to the office and like, man, somebody live there.
Yeah, so I would have done that, or I would have knocked on the door and presented it to him and told him like, hey, I had to. It's not like I'm serving you anything because once we post it on the property, that's fine, you know. But this is what's going on, and this is what y'all have to do. What they same thing they did, but it just wouldn't have been. They found the notice and had to do it. They would at least been like, oh yeah, we met Pearl. He was cool. He wasn't no asshole about it. He was just telling us because he got here and realized, hey, this ain't a bando.
This ain't a bando.
Yeah, this a home. They got babies and carrying on. You know, like this is real. They didn't put this together, so maybe they don't know. But that would be me being a what I call a messenger. What I call them a flyer passer. You know.
Yeah.
I just keep on making it worse, right? But that would be
a hanger,
poster, giver, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be me though, having some knowledge. That would be a poster giver that own a home, that been through some stuff. That would be like having that compassion for them folks. Like, you know, obviously they don't know.
And by the definition of being a notice poster as your job title, they're not gonna do nothing but post the notice. They're not. If it's in fact any more thinking than that is outside their job description.
Yeah, they like ushers. They like ushers.
They like ushers.
I'm gonna leave them folks alone. Because I've been an usher too. Shout out to the usher board, man.
I've been an usher.
Usher board. You know?
I've been an usher. Hell yeah.
Come on, man. We grew up on junior deacons, all that stuff, man. We know.
Yeah, I remember wanting to be an usher.
Youth ministry, man. I'd have been Chef Earl Pearl, man. You don't know about it, man. We done did that. I'm trying to tell you. Look, that's that main character's energy right there, guys. Chef Earl Pearl. I've been in the church for real.
Look at him patting himself on the chest, talking about Chef Earl Pearl. Look at him.
Been in the church for real, main character. I want the pastor though. I wasn't the main character.
He wasn't the pastor though.
I did lead the youth choir one year. You know, I sang. Let's see how they made out though.
It started with a $1,200 electrical permit. Then they were told they still needed plumbing and mechanical inspections.
It's not as simple as they can just file a permit. So a new contractor coming in has to basically say, hey, this work is good, but it's not their work. Nobody's comfortable with that. So then it came down to maybe we'll have to open up some walls just to make sure that the work is good.
An expense and a risk they weren't prepared to take on. Now, 5 years in, they feel stuck. They want to be in compliance, but it comes with unexpected costs.
Paid a lot of money to live here, and now we're responsible for someone else not thoroughly doing the paperwork and being left with the bill.
Today, this is less likely to happen. Starting in 2021, Baltimore law requires sellers to disclose if a property has a vacant building notice.
Someone took notice and put it on the contract, but I wish they would have did it maybe a year earlier.
That change was sponsored by Baltimore City Councilwoman Odette Ramos.
There were several people that inadvertently bought properties that they thought were fully rehabbed, but did not have.
Oh, that line, it's been more than several. It's been way more than several.
Have a use and occupancy permit or any permits, frankly.
And there's a reason why the city is now reaching out to the owners of those roughly 400 properties.
We want to make sure that they're living in decent conditions, that they didn't just buy a lemon, but also, frankly, I mean, just to be transparent, we have the vacancy tax coming. It is going to be implemented in July.
And it triples property taxes on vacant properties. Ramos also sponsored this legislation. She said it's needed to keep owners from sitting on blighted and dangerous structures, but it could also affect families like the Richburgs, caught in a situation they never anticipated.
Anybody who thinks that they're in the situation should absolutely call DHCD or even our office to make sure that we can get them through the process of getting the proper permits and moving things forward.
Councilwoman Ramos says checking for city permits alone might not be enough. Contractors may bypass the process, and the city's permit office is dealing with a backlog and other internal issues. That's why she recommends buyers search the address on the city's code map website and look for a big red box.
They want everybody to search the website and look for a big red box. Because when them taxes go up, they probably gonna tax that ass. And then they're gonna be looking for their money.
100% fact. Yo, so one thing I do want to say, in reference to getting a permit, what the guy said was, oh man, we gotta get a contractor first and then apply for the permit, and then and no contractor want to touch somebody else's work.
Mhm.
At least here, where I stay at, in the county I stay at, on the permit, you can put that you did the work yourself, right? And you want them to come and tell you what's wrong with it, or to come and inspect it. And when they come and inspect it, they'll tell you what's wrong with it. And then you could literally have somebody come and do those things, or you can do those things yourself. Like we gotta we gotta stop being scared of getting permits, right? Because we're afraid and ashamed of needing and getting permission, right? When really and truly, what you're getting with that permit instead of permission is kind of a surety that your residence is stable, right? That what you have is functioning at the most optimal level that it can for current times, right? Like that's what you want for yourself and your family today and moving forward. So we got to get out of that Negro mindset of, oh no, we don't want no permits, can't pull no permits. It's going to do this. It's just going to be money that you know what else you need to spend that money? Because there are so many lazy contractors, there are so many unethical contractors, there are so many unprofessional contractors out here that take advantage of people's ignorance of the craft, right? And take shortcuts, right? So when you have a city or a county inspector coming to verify their work, you get a surety, right? Like, so that money that you pay, like that's why you got a job, like that's why you go to work, like that's why you went to college, got them good grades, and now you can take care of yourself because you wanted this property, and life costs.
Say that.
Right, like
cost. Shit is not a free ride.
So stop
not a free ride.
Stop ducking permits, right? And save a life, possibly yours.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to them too, because because I think that them saying that they had to open the walls, I think that's what really
Yeah.
put a damper on it, on the financial obligation to just getting the permits and getting things checked, because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I got a project that I'm working on right now in my house, and I wanted to open the wall, and I was debating whether should I open the wall to do it. And I had a guy come by and he gave me an estimate and everything, but it was like, okay, opening the wall, I'm gonna have to do more stuff. It'll be less expensive. All right.
Yeah.
But if I got something that was something custom, it would be more expensive, but I wouldn't have to open the walls because it could just be,
Mm-hmm.
assembled and installed. So it's one of those things, like cost basis, when they look at their house, since it was remodeled from the whole ground up, who knows how much they have to open up. And then when they open it up, yeah, okay, so they cut a hole here and look in here, but then they got to cut a hole in here, look in this, cut a hole, and then you got to get all them holes fixed. And the guy may not know how to do that work. But if I was him, what I would do is I would cut the holes in the wall. I would tell them come in there and cut the holes in the walls, and then I would go on YouTube and learn how to patch holes, and I'll patch all my shit up and repaint it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
For real.
So what's crazy is the impression that I got was they made their house look like that, not the seller. The impression that I got, the seller sold
the seller sold them the house.
The crap house.
No,
And
they didn't sell them the crap house. They sold them the remodel house.
They sold them the remodel house.
They sold them the remodel house, and they sold them the remodel house and didn't, and the county hadn't made the property vacancies.
Ooh, that's way different.
Yeah, the property vacancy notices weren't it wasn't law that they had to be attached to those particular properties.
Pay all those permits, man. You don't know what the hell happened to that, man. That's what I'm saying, right? These contractors, they charge you top dollar. They use the cheapest, sometimes the most deadliest material, just trying to knock it out, right? They take so many shortcuts, and it's almost like now it's like the good ones are far and few in between. So if that's what it was and they sold them the beautiful thing, woof. I'll go see if I can push the house over. Right, make sure we can still stand up.
I mean, I would want to get that stuff done before this tax thing hits. And
hell yeah.
And there's a possibility that their taxes could go up 3 times, because what they said is in Maryland, in Baltimore in particular, they are trying to decrease the number of vacancies. So the people that just, because I know some people that went to Baltimore and they just bought some of them tore down houses. They were selling them for like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Okay. I didn't get in on it because I'm just like, the remodel is going to be crazy. Like you building, you getting a structure, but it's no structure, right? Like you're gonna have to do everything. Yeah, like you're gonna have to do everything. So no, I'm not getting into it. Well, it's only 125 to 150. That nah, I'm okay. All right. So understanding that, what I would do is I will make sure that I get whatever needs to get done before the actual tax codes kick in. So that way, I can be straight. That's what I would desire. That's what I would be thinking that would be the best thing for me to do. So that way I could just not have to be trying to pull myself out of that hole too. After we done spent the money to get all these inspections and everything done and fix the holes in the walls and get the paint and get everything living back normal how it was.
So you're talking plumbing, electrical, windows, roof.
It sounds like they're gonna be petty. They're gonna come in there and check everything.
Yeah.
So anything that isn't exposed that needs to be exposed, you're gonna have to cut a hole in the wall to get to it, to see it, to check it. You know. So with that, I would definitely want to go ahead and get that done. And we just make that sacrifice. Whatever we have to do, we got to do it on credit. If we got the cash and the savings to get it done, knock it out. Like just get that knocked out, and then, you know, we could put it back, you know, or we could pay it off. Whatever we got to do. But I would get that done. Formulate whatever payment that is into our budget, so that way we can make a plan to get that done. You know, but I would get it done before the taxes kick in, because once you get that tax bill and now they expect it, now you have to talk your way out of it. Now you have to talk your way out of the tax bill.
And they want their money at least that first time.
Well, you know, you don't know what type of, how fast the tax lien process is and carrying on, and like,
oh man, that's a whole nother thing too.
Yeah, you don't know what other stuff that sets in motion if you become delinquent on your taxes. You know, because I know in some places they'll let you go 3-4 years without paying taxes, but then when you come, they like, we let you go for 3-4 years, so you need to have it. You know, and you don't want to put yourself in that situation, because what if you had them 36 months and you ain't been saving? What if you know, what if you haven't been taking it serious? Then you ain't been preparing to move. Now what? Now they taking our home from us? Nah, you kind of knew about what was with your situation.
Now you want to do a GoFundMe the day before.
So be responsible, be proactive, do what you can do, make it a learning lesson, and share it with other folks, like we doing with y'all situation. Shout out to that family. And, you know, prayers to y'all. We hope y'all make it through it. And maybe if it's some insights here that we shared that y'all can use, you know. But I think they worked that hard to get their home. I think they're going to figure it out. Let's check out these troops, and then we're going to bring it on home.
President Trump honoring the 6 U.S. service members killed by a drone strike in Kuwait. The grieving families were also there. This as the president is warning of more casualties and not ruling out sending in ground forces. And what we're learning tonight about the fallen. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
Tonight, President Trump honoring the 6 American soldiers killed in the opening hours of the war with Iran, attending the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base, witnessing their bodies return along with the families of the fallen. The consequences of a war the president launched with no end in sight. The 6 Americans killed when a drone hit the facility where they were working in Kuwait.
This was the morning before we dropped him off for him to leave.
Among them, 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cody, his sister in disbelief.
I still don't fully think it's real.
Also killed, 39-year-old Sergeant First Class Nicola Moore, a mother of 2, just days away from returning to her family. And 42-year-old Sergeant First Class Noah Tegens, a father to a teenage son with just 3 months left in his tour. Captain Cody Cork's family says the 35-year-old lived with purpose, loved deeply, and served honorably. The Pentagon also confirming the deaths of 45-year-old Major Jeffrey O'Brien of Iowa and 54-year-old Chief Warrant Officer Robert Marzin. Just hours ago, the president honoring their sacrifice while also warning Americans of more U.S. casualties.
They're great heroes in our country, and we're going to keep it that way. There's always, when it comes to war, there's always that. But we're going to keep it to a minimum, I think.
As sources tell ABC News, Russia has been providing Iran with the locations of American troops in the region, including aircraft and ships. The president not ruling out boots on the ground and declining to answer when I pressed him.
Mr. President, are you considering sending ground troops into Iran?
But hours later, the president saying ground troops could be sent in for very good reason.
If we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it's a lot from that right there. He said, well, first foremost, rest in peace to those 6 soldiers.
definitely rest in peace.
You know, and love and condolences to the family of the soldiers, of those armed forces service members who, you know, put their life on the line. You know what you signed up for. That's it. Come with it. I think a lot of people see it like his sister, the guy's sister, who was like, it's unreal.
It's not
I,
real yet,
I
right?
still
Yeah.
can't believe it. You know, the shock, the trauma. But one thing we could say is that, man, when you sign up for the military, being veterans, like, you go for the action, you go to for the smoke. You know, it's not a place that you go and sign up and don't think that the smoke ain't gonna happen. So, you know, we know losing a loved one is always tragic, and love and condolences to them.
Definitely.
You know, support the troops, y'all. Definitely. What else we had? We had Trump saying that he was going to he said some slick shit. He said hopefully we're gonna keep the casualties low. He did say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know, so he didn't say it wasn't gonna be no more. He said hopefully we're gonna keep them low. But I wonder in their brain when they say shit like that, when a politician says, you know, now I can put on my uniform. I wonder when a politician says we're gonna keep those things low, what their idea of low is.
I think, to me, honestly, I think they mean not here on American soil.
But we know ain't nothing happening here.
Yeah, but I think that's just, I think.
Oh, I get it. I get okay. So nothing here. But however many there in theater is low.
It's low. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, we get one more. It's war. What more can you ask for? Like, all right, you know, damn, that's crazy.
I mean, because
and I signed up for that shit.
Same.
You know, damn. Damn.
But it's things that you don't, those things that you don't realize until after you serve and in the smoke, right? And working your way through the fog and actually make it out and be on this side looking at it like, damn, like, unless you did all that, like, you ain't got no appreciation for none of that. So all people are really thinking about is there are no bombs bursting in the air over our heads.
Right.
Like even if you look at 9/11, like, it took them using airplanes, right? Because missiles and rockets and bombs won't work.
Right.
Right. Like,
yeah, I get it.
And airplanes won't work again.
Yeah, airplanes won't work again.
You know what I'm saying?
It's more people emboldened to whoop that ass.
You know what I'm saying? and that plane to get shot down.
Yeah, and it'll get shot down too. Yeah.
Right, like, because that's more of a statement than letting the plane hit the building.
Yeah. And like they were saying, there's always going to be some collateral damage. So those will be the sacrifices that those civilians make for the safety of others.
Correct.
And
the
that's
sacrifice
how it goes.
for the statement that it's going to make.
Yeah, for the statement that it's going to make.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's definitely what it is. And yeah, and that's the flavor bombs right there, y'all.
You've just been flavor bombed, and now back to our show.
Yep. So tonight, y'all, we have been smoking on main character energy. Make sure to like and share this video, and also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We are at our 5th and final, last but never least question. Is the saying main character energy bad, good, or misunderstood? The God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. What you say, God?
This is super duper easy. Super easy. Man, we have three different resources for definitions and meanings. Like it's totally misunderstood.
Totally misunderstood. Yeah.
And I would like to say that Webster would be the most common go-to definition for everybody, like the colloquial. If it's in Webster's, then that's what it is. Um, in my mind, and to me, Webster's definition totally contradicted the sentence that supported the definition. Right? Like for me, I read the definition as having two negatives, but the sentence is like it can be used to compliment or to criticize.
Yeah.
Right? I just don't see a room for a compliment in how it's defined. Right? So it's totally misunderstood. But for how I would like to use it, using the dictionary.com reference, that's good.
That is good, right?
That's good. Right? Because I kind of do make videos every day talking about, be the very best version of yourself, right? I wake up with that on my mind, right? I be in selfie mode talking to myself, and I hit share and post it. But I'm talking to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, so misunderstood in general. But I like the dictionary.com definition, and that's good. That's kind of how I feel about it.
If we're gonna be operative.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be operative,
yeah.
then,
I want to do some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then we're gonna apply it with that positive energy to it. Absolutely. So yeah, the Cigarden Panel, y'all, we looking at it. Is it bad, good, or misunderstood? And I think we both have arrived at the same place through our definition and examining and analyzing of main character energy this evening, that it is absolutely misunderstood as a whole. And, based on application, like we jokingly say operatively, if you're going to use it for regular folks, if you're going to do it, then maybe the positive aspect is the best aspect of it, to be good, to exemplify self-confidence, high self-respect, and high self-love. Because I'm telling you, it doesn't seem like that we are full of that.
No.
In our interactions with each other, in our interactions socially. So, and even in relationships, we see in personal relationships. So it doesn't look like that's the way that we're focusing on it as socially, as a society, as a group of people. Like we said, we got the word from which words Black folks using. Was I can't remember the actual what I searched. I searched something that was real Black, and it was like, what the Black folks saying out here right now, and like I said, it came up with the finessing and the lit and all of that type of stuff, and Riz, and
yeah, I seen all that. Yeah.
It came up with these sayings, and then main character energy was one of them. So we said, what's main character energy? So now we come to that conclusion that it's very misunderstood, but it's good if applied as such, if you do it like that, because unless you're going to be a main character hater. So I guess they leave room. I guess they leave room for that too, right?
Yeah, they call the antagonist.
The antagonist, So I guess where would Wile Coyote be without the Road Runner? Where would the Road Runner be without Wile Coyote, right? So no Tom, no Jerry, So I guess that's what it is. That's the way it is. But like we always say, we ain't the gurus. But if you like something, pick it up, have a smoke, and if not, leave something in the ashtray for somebody else when they come by. But yeah, y'all, we had main character energy tonight. That's what we were smoking on, and we had our 5 questions. What do you think of when you hear the same main character energy? What is the importance of identifying main character energy? Are there any social pressures for people to have main character energy? Can 2 people in a relationship both have main character energy? And is the saying main character energy bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know in the live chat or the comment section below, depending on when you are watching the show. We appreciate it. We respond to every single comment. And we want everybody, before we get out of here, to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week. Man, it's March already. We're already in the 3rd month. It's Pisces season 2. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the Pisces.
Hey, happy birthday to all the Pisces.
You know, the best people on the planet. You know, I'm biased. Yes.
I'm biased.
But you know, it's some more y'all. But right now we just on the Pisces. You know, we ain't gonna be selfish with it. But you know, love to everybody. And once again, y'all head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016-160 Self-Sustainability by the guy Ali Dawoodale. And yeah, it's a little bit too late for the March 10, but it's never too late for you to go ahead and visit DBCHEFTV gift shop and get you some merch. And stay subscribed, y'all, because we're going to have another giveaway. We got the countdown. We got the final 24 hours right now to our Post Your Merch contest. So you got to be subscribed to the channel. You can still go over there and grab you some merch if you want to. But for this contest, I don't think you're going to be able to get it in time enough to be able to participate and do what needs to be done, shipping-wise and everything, you know. But we appreciate the love, everybody, support and everything. And like we always say, if your money's tight, it's all right. We can do something for free and just smash the like. We're going to love you for that. And that's all we got. Until next time, I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with the guy Ali Dawoodale at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Until next time, peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016-160 Self-Sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Post your DB Chef TV merch to your social media and enter to win $1,000 cash. That's right, $1,000 cash. Must be 18 years old or with parental consent. See contest rules for full details. Visit the DB Chef TV gift shop and post your merch to win.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube.
If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube.
Exchange insights Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast time with the Cigarden Panel. Smoking on words like two big nerds. Hosted by DBCHEFTV and BK Soul Farm at Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so when they go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live.
You are the key to your financial freedom. So unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube.
At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support,
and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle.
Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.